The man never imagined that the lowest qualified disciple he had ever taught would now be able to compete with him on the same stage. Both the opponent's attack and speed were already at the S level and beyond. Master Rick's control over magic power had actually surpassed him. Even he couldn't do it without a senior master. Not long ago, when he learned that he would compete with Master Orch in the finals, Master Rick was so scared. He was holding his hair. So in order to escape the competition, he locked himself up. Angelica didn't expect that Master Rick would actually choose to escape, despite the personal persuasion of the competition president. However, Mr. Rick still stated his refusal because he knew very well that what he would face next was the Orch Master, the peak of S class, and his terror, he thought that if his opponent had no doubt that he would definitely be beaten to death, even though he knew. He could be resurrected afterwards, but he had long had his shadow. And suddenly the elf master said to Master Rick, "Aren't you curious why I have planned special training for you since you first came to this castle? And it took 2 years to plan it carefully." Hearing this, Master Rick felt that it was impossible to be able to fight with the Orch Master. Training a partner who was able to defeat Caesar, the elf master could not deny it. Because Master Orc has another goal, which is to cultivate an opponent who can match him. It turns out that orcs have a habit of fighting each other and recognizing each other, but Orc has not fought with his apprentice. Since he was a child, he was born too strong. Fighting among equals, so his dream is to have an opponent who can match him. As he spoke, the elf master stated that he was only conveying the information. After all, the decision to advance or not was still up to Master Rick. However, in his heart, the elf master still hoped that Master Rick could understand the feelings of the Orc Master. When Master Rick first arrived at the Orihakan Fist, he quickly saw Master Rick's adventurous talent. However, even so, the elf master remained tireless in training his disciple. On the other hand, Angelita also knows the reason behind Mr. Rick's fear of his dangerous teacher. Mr. Rick had to die hundreds of times a day during training, but fortunately he managed to maintain his mental balance. Time continues to pass, sliding into the next chapter, and finally arriving at the peak battle. The 113th Boxing Championship is about to begin. This time, the host began to introduce the prizes for the champion. Not only can he get a gold belt symbolizing honor and a bonus of 300 million, but additional prizes will also come in the form of 100 gold bars, high-level magic stones, and 1 year of gold history, lime sandbags, and luxury hot spring travel tickets for 2 people. Before the match begins, Mr. Rick was a little nervous at first, but after hearing what Lynette said, Rick immediately firmly understood the idea. As soon as the game started, Mr. Rick didn't say anything and just said some soft words and immediately wanted to beat him. The enemy was caught off guard and saw that Rick could actually hurt him. Xiangui had to praise him. Xiangui again. This time he was on guard. Xiangui immediately blocked the attack and then punched him again. Unexpectedly, Mr. Rick easily dodged it and injured him again with his sword hand, before he appeared on the scene. Angelica wanted to ask what Lynette said to the hero. Good friend. No wonder Mr. Rick is so strong now. It turns out that he only used sharp words just to date. This also made Angelica blush. This time, Mr. Rick on the field finally felt tired to fight him. The opponent's defense is a bit bad. So he decided to show his hand a little and said that the charged fist in his hand was the strongest. Unknowingly. Kevin. Seeing the power of the punch, Kevin couldn't even imagine that this was true because the shockwave of the punch alone was 5 times stronger. Now it seems that the opponent did not use all his strength when fighting him. At this time, Mr. Rick had started to sweat a lot, but after the punch earlier, it became a stalemate. The Orc Master hit him repeatedly, but Mr. Rick avoided it with his feet in time. Because Master Rick has perfected the first level airflow to the extreme, he can immediately activate it even without chanting. Master never expected that the training plan that he thought was perfect would make Rick change so much. He also didn't expect that he would develop to this point. Master Rick understood it immediately. What Master Rick meant was that he was honored to be able to join this big family. But if this is not enough, because he heard the meaning of the training plan from the Elf Master, he wanted to return the favor. Since the senior respected him for the battle, he also wanted to give the same respect to the senior. For this reason, he will fight in the next battle.